Hi, I'm JC, and we'll be going over the lumbosacral plexus today. The first thing I want to point out is that the lumbosacral plexus only has roots and branch divisions. So there's an anterior and posterior division. So the anterior divisions are anything in pink, and then the posterior divisions are anything in orange. So first, the lumbar plexus goes from L1 to L4. And then we have the sacral plexus, which goes from L4 to S4. And then in between L4 and L5, we have the lumbosacral trunk. And then S5 to the CO1 is the coccygeal plexus. And then if we start coming off of T12, we have the subcostal nerve. And then from T12 to L1, we have the iliohypogastric nerve. And then off of L1, we have the ilioinguinal nerve. And then L1 and L2, that makes up the genitofemoral nerve. And then off of L2, we have the lateral femoral cutaneous. And then off of L4, we have the femoral nerve, which is also coming from L2 and L3. And then off of L2 through L4, we have the obturator nerve. And then L3 through L4, we have the accessory obturator. And then right below that, between S1 and S2, we have the nerve to piriformis. And then next to that, from L5 to S2, we have the obturator internus, which is also the superior gemellus. And then from S1 to S3, we have the nerve to the quadratus femoris. Or inferior gemellus. And then from S2 to S4, we have the pudendal nerve. And then off of S1, we have the superior gluteal nerve. Which is also coming from L4 and L5. And then we have below that, from L5, S1, and S2, we have the inferior gluteal. And then from S3, we have the, off of S3, we have the posterior femoral cutaneous. And that is also coming from S2. And then all the way from L4 down to S3, we have the tibial nerve. And then right next to the tibial nerve, we have the fibular nerve, which is L4 to S2. that's all the nerves. And now in blue, I'll go through in which muscles they all innervate. So the lateral femoral cutaneous just innervates the skin. The femoral nerve innervates the quads, which is the rectus femoris, and then the vastus medialis, intermedius, and lateralis. And then it also innervates the sartorius. It also innervates the pectineus. And it also innervates the iliacus. And then the obturator nerve innervates all of the adductors. It innervates the pectineus. It innervates the obturator externus. And it innervates the gracilis. And then the accessory obturator just innervates the pectineus. And then when you come down to the pudendal nerve, that innervates the external anal and urethral sphincters. And then if you come over to the superior gluteal, that innervates the glute minimus and the glute medius. The inferior gluteal innervates the glute max. And the posterior femoral cutaneous just innervates the skin. And then if you come down to the tibia, this innervates the biceps femoris, long head, the flexor hallucis longus, the flexor digitorum longus, the semitendinosus, and semimembranosus. And then it also innervates the tibialis posterior, and then the gastrocnemius, the soleus, and the plantaris. And the gastrocnemius, soleus, and plantaris, that makes up the triceps seri and also the calcaneal tendon. And then there's also the popliteus that the tibial innervates. And then another thing I want to mention before I forget, the tibial and fibular run together, and right around here is the greater sciatic nerve, which innervates a lot of the lower leg. And then if we come over here for the fibular, there's a superficial fibular nerve and a deep. So for superficial, that innervates the fibularis longus and the fibularis brevis. And then for deep, there's the fibularis tertior that it innervates. It also innervates the extensor hallucis longus, the extensor hallucis brevis, the extensor digitorum longus, the extensor digitorum brevis, and the biceps femoris, and the tibialis anterior. And that is the lumbosacral plexus, and that should be all. Thank you.